Technology to be ready. Okay. We are live. Great. Are you a list person like me? What does that have to do with your business? Is it really relevant? So, for our talk today, we are talking about the importance of becoming a list person, having lists and checklists in your business, and what it really does for your business. So, if you're like a little hesitant, like I don't need to use lists in my business, you want to listen in. And also, if you're like already using a bit of list and you're not too sure how to use it to a greater capacity, then you do want to listen in as well. Do say hi in the comments, say where you're from. You never know who you might connect with as well. Thanks for joining in. And do remember to share this video afterwards, because you do want to, keep this information going to have other business owners, other CEOs, other entrepreneurs aware of the power of using lists in your business. So I'm a list person. I'm always making a lot of lists. I have these things to do, always having several lists, having updating them and all that and so forth. And for me personally, what I do find is that in using lists, both personally and professionally, it helps me to focus and really get into perspective what I need to do, the priorities that I do have as well, based on the time, and also based on a major list. Then of course you have sub lists and so forth. Pilots are one of the most stressed professions, right? They have so many things to consider in flying that plane. The safety of others, ensuring their health is at a certain level as well. It's a high intensity job, right? Very high intensity professions, similar to what you call it, space astronauts. Yes, those who go to space as well. And one of the things, based on a study found done, is that pilots, they use a lot of lists, checklists. Now, it's not just a list of 1, 2, 3. It also goes into forming them into checklists as well. So as they're going to start that shift, flying that plane, they have checklists that they have to go through to ensure that key areas are covered. Key safety checks have been conducted. Key, the areas of the plane have been reviewed. When it comes to, the weather, they have a lot of checklists. That is a very, very integral part of operating a plane, being a pilot. They use checklists in throughout the various parts of the journey, right? So there are checklists before they take off, checklists during flight, and of course checklists when it's gonna be deplaning time, when the plane is landing as well. So why is it that they are using checklists? They are using checklists because, to be honest, we are humans and we can't remember everything, right? So we might say, okay, this is to be done. However, when you get into that routine, you might forget. So it is so important that they have checklists, right? And in doing the checklist also, they are able to say, okay, this was done, this was already done. And it goes also to be like a record keeping. So if there is an accident, they can always go back to the checklist. Was this missed? Was this not missed? Getting into all things like those. So that is why it is so important for them to use checklists, in that realm, right, of flying a plane, operating a plane. So how does that connect with your business? With your business, think of your business, there's so many moving parts, right? You might not remember everything. You're thinking about sales, you're thinking about meeting with clients, you're thinking about safety. I think there's so many areas of a business and they're all interconnected. They are all very important. They impact each other. So you need to be using checklists in your business, and they come in so many different forms, right? So many different formats, and so many different forms. However, checklists are very important in your business, right? Setting up processes. These are the steps 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to have this done. This is something that we need to keep an eye out. Think about in safety. When it comes to the whole realm of safety, there are things that need to be done, conducted by the team. Ensure you're wearing the right gear, the right equipment is being used, right? Because whenever there might be an accident, one of the first things, if you notice when you're completing the claim form, they want to ensure that all the necessary precautions, the safety standards were adhered to. And that will go back to checklists. So it is very important to have various checklists set up in your business, and not only set up, but being enforced in your business as well. What about when it comes to even looking at your financial numbers? There are checklists as well to say, okay, this this was done, this was reviewed, all that. So checklists lists are very important. They also help to form the basis of setting up processes and systems in your business. And that again is very important. Think about also the impact of when there's a problem in your business. If you're having, for example, low profits, you go through certain checklists to say, okay, was this done? Was this not done? Is this likely to be an issue? You get into all those things. So checklists also help you with troubleshooting and figuring out what the problem is. How can you resolve the problem? What are the steps to be taken as well? So if you are not using lists in your business, I do encourage you to start using lists in your business. It helps also to eliminate the confusion, right? A key thing that's important in business is timing. So you might need to produce certain reports, submit certain forms, ASAP. And if there's a lot of confusion in your business, it's harder to get those numbers. We saw it where with the whole advent of COVID, like a lot of business owners, they wanted to apply for government funding and support. However, their business numbers were not readily available. There was so much confusion, missing information. There was not a process there. They were probably saying, I think this is the number, I think it's here. So just a lot of confusion, and that delayed them getting the funding. Some persons ended up, they just could not apply because they did not have the information. They missed deadlines, missed opportunities, and there's that spiral impact. And even if you're not thinking that I'll never need funding, when you have processes in your business, procedures that are effective, it adds to the value of your business, right? It adds to the credibility of your business as well. If you're approached by an investor, you just never know, right? And it helps to minimize the risk of errors and fraud as well in your business. So using lists in your business, checklists, you know, bring your business to that greater level, greater standard, helps to eliminate a lot of confusion and helps you to really scale and grow your business. Constant improvement. You are able to see exactly what's happening, and that forms the base, of course, get added improvement and efficiencies implemented in your business as needed. So if you haven't started using lists in your business, you are really missing out. You're doing your company a huge disadvantage. And list checklists come in various forms. There are so many different formats. There's so many different ways to set up checklists and lists in your business. It's just, mind blowing. So it's not just writing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on a paper. It is way bigger than that. So I do encourage you as CEOs, entrepreneurs, business owners, if you are not using lists, if you don't have processes, procedures set up in your business, key steps to execute certain tasks and certain processes, definitely take those steps to have that started in your business as soon as possible. If you're not sure about how to go about that, definitely I'm open to having a chat with you. You can put your comments in the chat, or you can send me an inbox DM. It's fine. So if you have questions, you can of course place them in the comments, and I'll circle back to answer them as well. So thank you for tuning in. Do remember to share this video with others. You never know who might need to really, benefit from this information here. And yeah, so that's our little chat for today. And there's a checklist. I'll put it in the comments, and you can of course, those on Instagram, you can access it on Instagram as well at the link in my bio. So thanks for tuning in and signing off. This is Karsha Campbell. Bye guys.